Hello everyone. So welcome to episode 42. This one common question that I've been getting is that share your current portfolio. I have shared it in Twitter a few weeks back, a few months back, and I wanted to give an update on what my current portfolio is and what my current strategy is, especially given the market conditions and how much the cryptos have gone down by. I have shared a few updates on Twitter, but I wanted to make a consolidated video on all the tokens that I'm holding and what's my current strategy. So starting with a disclaimer first, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an investment expert, and none of my videos are financial advice or investment advice. All I'm doing in these videos is that I'm sharing my learnings and whatever I have learned through my personal experience. I just wanted to share that information, provide clarity in an easy to understand way. So you make your own decisions based on your own research. And also, one of the constant reminders that I keep posting is that never send your money to people who call themselves professional brokers or investment advisors, because most of them, especially in the crypto market, most of them are frauds. They will never ever give back your money regardless of whatever promises that they give you, and they will target you with emails and comments. They might even use my name. Do not fall for these people, because they are just basically scammers. They are after your money, and do not send your money. Your money, you invest it. I have an open Twitter feed. I don't have any Telegram group or closed information groups like WhatsApp where misinformation can be spread. So I have an open group and an open account in Twitter where I post publicly, and I post quite frequently. So if you are in fintech, not just crypto, if you need more information, if you need quick information, then Twitter is a great place. So you can easily follow me or anyone in Twitter. So today's agenda briefly is that what are the tokens that I'm holding and what I'm doing currently in the market. So like I said, back in January, I had shared the full list of tokens, about roughly 40 tokens that I had. I had shared every token that I was holding at that point of time, and I was constantly updating the list. So here is my current list of tokens. These are roughly about 40 tokens that I'm holding roughly, and anything that I have a balance of at least $100, I've given all those tokens here. There are some tokens which are fallen down below $100, which I have not shared in this example. So these are my top tokens, and it's very hard to say which are the top valued tokens, but you can say that the top 10 or 20 tokens are probably where my portfolio is at the moment, the major amount of portfolio is, and the rest of it is probably making up like the top 20 would probably make up like 70%, and the rest of it is making up nearly about 30%. Let's say that's kind of the ratio that I can give, and again it keeps varying almost on a daily basis. And the ones that are in green are on top of my hodl. It is all holding for longer term. It is also earning me a daily income, a daily passive income through decentralized finance, which I have explained many times. I'll also give an example in this video. The ones in blue, the PXP, AOT and Oceans, they are just temporary tokens that I've invested only for passive income. Again, I'll show you why, and I'll show you the example, and you will better understand why they are temporary tokens and why I have invested in them only for passive income, which means that I haven't done too much research into them, and I'm just keeping them from a daily passive income perspective. So the strategy is that on top of keeping these tokens, which are generally I'm keeping it for a longer term from an investment perspective, I haven't had time to trade them enough in the recent past because of my work and the time that I have not had. And as a result, what I wanted to do was I wanted to generate some income out of it, which is what I have done by putting them into decentralized finance. What is my current impact now? This is the list of my tokens. What's my current impact? Here's a tweet from someone explaining the fall from all-time high. So a lot of cryptos have fallen to nearly 85-90% from the all-time high in the last 6 months. In Bitcoin, for example, has gone to about 54%. Bitcoin and BNB have probably done relatively better than most other coins, but a lot of good coins, Link, for example, CRO, for example, they've all done like 80 to 85% down from the all-time hype that they have reached in the last 6 months. There is a lot of reasons in the financial world. The Ukraine war is an example. The impact on oil prices, general economy is being affected in the world. There is inflation. After many years in Europe, the prices have gone up. The big Luna crash that we explained in episode 40. If you did not understand it, if you're in crypto, you need to fully understand what has happened before you continue investing in crypto. And the financial impact of post-COVID is also being felt. I mean, as an example, in America, the Feds have done the quantitative tightening, which is only the second time in the financial history that they've done quantitative tightening. So this is after the quantitative easing that was done during the COVID timeframe. In a very short explanation, the US Fed printed about 4.5 trillion new money into the economy, and they had nearly doubled their economy from 4.5 trillion to $9 trillion, and they're trying to take it out of the economy right now by tightening the finances, and that is what is called as quantitative tightening. And you can read about it. As a lot to explain about it, but these are some of the problems that we are facing right now. But this is, from a crypto perspective, this is no different to the 2017-2018 scenario, where Bitcoin had reached about $20,000 in the beginning of 2018, and had fallen off nearly 80% to nearly $22,000 from its all-time high in a span of few months in 2018. So this is nothing new from crypto perspective, where coins have fallen off 80-85% in the past from its all-time high, and even at that point of time, people had written many of these cryptos off, that it's never going to again have a run. But we all saw what happened after that in 2019 and 2020, when these coins had been virtually written off, and things are quite different from that point till today. So compared to that position that I was in about 2 months back, even my portfolio is down about 60-65%. I mean, I'm no exception in this market. I'm no exception to the general crypto fall. But this is despite my aggressive profit taking and yield mining that I have explained multiple times, that I keep taking profits and I realize profits. And so far at the moment, with all of this 60-65%, it's only a paper loss till I sold any of my assets. Till I sell any of my assets. And I'm not going to sell any of my assets, and there are a few exceptions like AGO, WX, DYOR token, for example. These were projects that got closed down or were mismanaged by the teams, and as a result we had to sell some of these tokens off. And except these exceptions, I haven't sold any of the other ones, not at a loss at least. So as long as we don't sell it, it's a paper loss. And what is my impact? I mean, I'm still earning every day from a decentralized finance passive income perspective, and sometimes it could vary $10 in one form, and sometimes it could vary go up to $100 in one form, and it changes on a day-to-day basis. Currently, I'm mainly farming on Binance Smart Chain, which is BNB chain right now, Kronos, mainly by BNB and Kronos, but I'm also doing a small amount of farming on Avalanche and Polygon, which all of this I have explained from my episode 24. If you have been seeing, I have explained it with detailed demo of how this can be done and why this needs to be done. I will also explain with a simple demo of what I am doing on a daily basis. And I've also converted some of my tokens especially in Kronos, into yield generating NFT assets, utility NFT tokens, which are generating a daily yield for me. Using that NFT, I'm just holding that NFT and it's generating a daily yield for me. So in slide 40, for example, 1 month back, I explained my strategy, and it will make more sense now. When I explained it in episode 40, people did not probably fully understand it, but it'll make much more sense, where I've said that this is a slide that I had shared, where I said that I strongly believe in realizing profits, especially with MMF, where I was saying that I was converting my yield on a daily basis, where it was showing about $300-400. I was converting it as stablecoin into USDC, or converting it as real money fiat and getting it back. And why was I doing it on a daily basis? Because MMF had fallen at that point of time from $1 to about 8 cents, or less than 10 cents now. So it's a 90% fall that it has had. And had I not converted, all of that would have been falling down. So let me show you an example from April 2022. I took this snapshot. This is from Knight Finance. DEP is one of my assets that I've been holding, and I intend to hold it as an asset. But I'm just showing you an example of in 10 to 15 days, how much I was able to accrue from an investment and from the percentage of return that I'm getting in about 10 days time frame by just holding the asset in a liquidity pool. So for example, this is a DEP BNB farm. I had about $2,300, and in about 10 or 15 days, I was able to get about $400 worth of it. That's nearly 20% of the money that I'm able to get back in about 10 days time, and I can harvest it convert this money into USDC and keep it for future investments or for any other purpose for that matter. So I'm going to show you what is the value of this form from about 2 months back this was taken, and I'll show you the same snapshot again now. But before that, I also want to show like single asset staking where there's no liquidity pool, there's no liquidity mining or impermanent loss. BLS is one of the forms that I had shared before in Twitter, and you can see it's making me nearly about 0.12 BNB in about 10-12 days, which is more than sufficient for all the gas fees that I need to pay. One of the common questions that I keep getting asked is, what about the gas fees? But if I am able to put it into something like this, it then translates into a whole month of gas fees that I need to pay in, especially in Binance Smart Chain, where the fees is really low at this point. It's like almost 5-6 pence at times, or about 10 pence maximum, which is like 10 rupees, 20 rupees maximum is what I would say. I'll show you the exact same farm in NightSwap, the DEP BNB farm, after 2 months, and right now this is only like a couple of days of yield, which is about $30 roughly. But you can see the farm, this is on 2nd of June that I had taken this recording. On this $30, I mean the original $2,300, it has fallen down. Definitely the DEP has fallen down in the last couple of months. It's gone down to about $2,000, but still it is still about 90% of the value is still there, but I'm still able to get a daily income out of it, about $20-30, which is what is the reason why we are investing in farms like this. Obviously not everybody can put in $2,000-3,000 into a liquidity pool and earn this much. So a common question that I keep getting asked is, and you can see how easily you can convert it from the harvesting, and you can convert it into a stable coin like BUSD or USDC, a reliable stable coin like USDC or BUSD, for example. And the fees, for example, is 0.0006, which is literally about, like I said, about 10-20 rupees roughly. And the common question that, like I said, I keep getting asked is, we can't put $3,000-4,000. You don't need to. Like, these are two forms that I've put in especially just to show this the power of the decentralized finance. I'm getting about $8 to $10 with an investment of about $200, half of which is $100 in PXP and half of which is in BUSD, and this is a liquidity pool. So even if I'm able to sustain this rewards for about 10 days or 20 days, I would have got my investment back, and anything that is left, even if it drops in value, it's not going to have a material impact for me, because I have gotten back my investment just by the daily liquidity mining rewards itself. And I can harvest even these $8 to $10. I don't need to let it accumulate to hundreds of dollars. I can harvest $10 and I can convert it into a daily BUSD or daily stable coin, so that I'm not impacted by the fall of these kind of tokens, where, like I said, I've purely invested in it just for the liquidity mining perspective. So again, these are some of the strategies that I have been using. One, to get liquidity in the form of USDC or BUSD that I can use to then reinvest when the market is falling down rapidly, and also to sustain in this kind of a market. And this is something that I've been sharing quite often, but I wanted to share it with an example of a low value farm where you can just put like $100 into the asset and $100 into an equivalent asset for the liquidity pool, and you can get about $8 to $10 on a daily basis. And if, like I said, it takes only about 15 days roughly to break even, and from that point onwards, it's either you can sell the farm or you can keep it and keep getting more and more liquidity rewards out of it. Seek is another one of my top investments, which is in the virtual reality space. And again, just by holding Seek and BNB, both of the assets that I want and I intend to hold, I'm just putting it into a form. The APR is very low, about 40% or 49%, but still it gives me a substantial amount of daily returns that I'm able to convert it into $25-30 on a daily basis. It might look small, but it is quite substantial in terms of the liquidity that it is able to generate for me. So again, like I said, I keep saying this, converting it into stable coins means that we will sustain the fall, or we will not be impacted by the fall. I also post information regarding the timed profits of swing trades. I don't do that much of swing trading as I used to do because of lack of time, but when I do some major swing trades, I do post it in Twitter. For example, on 26th May, I had posted about buying back using my liquidity. And there is a bit of risk involved because I don't believe in charts. And at that point on 26th, the charts were all saying, all the experts were saying that it was going to go down further. But on 26th, I had posted saying that I had bought using my liquidity. On 31st of May, again, I posted saying that I have sold the assets with a 15% profit or 12 to 15% profit. Again, at that point, the predictions was that it could go up further. But like I said, you should not be greedy beyond a certain point when you are doing swing trades. Do not expect 20-30% in terms of swing trades. If you get about 10% of profit in swing trades, it's definitely profitable. And I do not always believe in charts and analytics by all these experts. So it was just a timed call. It could have gone anyway, but the strategy is that even if it did not go my way, then I was going to hold it. I was going to hodl it. That's my trading strategy that I've been sharing from the last 20 or 30 episodes. That is how I was able to take back my profits and again retain liquidity. So when after 31st of May, when it had fallen down the very next day, I'm able to use my liquidity and buy again. So to be able to buy back when the markets are falling, we need to do these short-term trades where you're able to realize profits even if it goes up by about 7 to 8%. It's still a significant profit in this kind of a market to get back your liquidity. So you're prepared for the next fall. And keeping liquidity is the most important thing that you can do in a market like this to be able to survive. And from a longer term perspective, these are some of the tricks that I have been using to be able to survive. Again, one thing that is to notice that when I started making my videos, when I started posting videos back in 2020, not many people had been talking about it. One of the reasons I wanted to post about the videos is because not many people were talking about it at that point of time, and educate people about what is crypto and how safely you can do trading in crypto, because there was no concept of safety in crypto trading at that point of time. A lot of people who had started watching my video or my channels from 2020 will know that from 2020 to 2021, a lot of tokens that we had shared had made profits 20 times, 30 times. And in the last few months, it has been a downturn where most of the cryptos are down 75% of their all-time high. So we haven't had that kind of profits that we had seen during the 2020 to 2021 run. So today what has happened is a wave of new traders have come into crypto with not much knowledge on crypto, and they're just following quick videos. They just want 5-minute, 10-minute videos that somebody is posting or social media influencers, and they are incurring huge losses without even understanding what they are doing. And that's what needs to change if you're going to be staying in crypto. What is my confidence in crypto? A lot of people had asked this question. Am I still confident? I'm still greatly confident in the utility value of the top tokens that I'm holding, and the confidence has only increased significantly from the time that I started posting about 2 years back. There are two reasons mainly. One is obviously the amount of crypto entrepreneurs and industry leaders have grown in numbers, and there are several great leaders, especially from India like Sandeep Nailwal, Nishal Sethi, and the global leaders like Changpeng CZ from Binance, Chris, and technology leaders like Vitalik Buterin. There are so many technology leaders right now, and these people are like the beacons in crypto right now, and they are leading us in the right direction. Adoption is at the highest point ever for crypto. It has increased significantly from the time that we had started posting the videos about even 2 years back. Adoption has increased significantly. I mean, there are crypto ATMs in several countries in US. When we had a meeting in Chennai, I was even showing pictures of when I had gone to the Bitcoin ATM and I was able to buy Bitcoin and sell Bitcoin on a crypto ATM, just like withdrawing cash. And supermarkets, malls, restaurants, they're all starting to accept crypto as a native payment in many countries, including Dubai, for example, one of the most conservative countries. Last year, nobody was speaking about Web 3.0. Web 3.0 was still more like a concept. But today, the whole fintech industry, not just the crypto industry, the general fintech industry is talking about Web 3.0, which needs a separate episodes on its own. But just to give you a flavor of it, right? It's basically like the adoption is going to be almost like internet. People 20 years back, if people had said that everybody in this world will be using internet and will not be able to live without internet, it would have been dismissed as a fantasy, like in 2000, for example, because accessing internet itself was difficult. And today everybody is using internet without even realizing that they're using internet. That's what is going to happen in crypto. That's what is going to happen in blockchain, in my understanding. And finally, we said this in episode 40 that after the USD fall, for example, the resilience shown by crypto following the Luna crash, it has only increased my faith in blockchain and crypto as a whole in the fintech industry. And I just want to reiterate those words again. But at the same time, you have to be really, really careful with your crypto investments. Only invest what you can afford to risk, and do not want this money for at least a year or a few months. If that's an essential money that you need for the next month or in the next few months, do not put those kind of money into crypto. Crypto is very volatile. It's a volatile investment. I've said this from the beginning that you need to be really, really safe in crypto investment. Do not invest more than you can afford to take a risk with. And that is true for any investment. So if you have an amount of money allocated for investment, only take a small portion of that and invest in crypto. Do not go all in, and do not put your essential money into crypto. And again, learn on a daily basis, not just from me. I am learning almost on a daily basis. So learning is key and knowledge is key, especially when it comes to crypto. So hopefully you found this episode useful, and until next time, thank you. Bye.